Okay, cool. So we're going to talk tonight about stress, sleep, and emotions. I know there are a lot of different things going on right now. So as best we can prepare ourselves and our families to really focus on our mental health and bringing us to a place of homeostasis within our body, managing that through how we are reacting to things, how we're talking to ourselves. And there are definitely some tools that we're going to go over tonight that can absolutely help with that. So I'm going to talk about what oils can help specifically with better sleep, emotional health, and really just living with better ease right now. And I'm going to go over some safety tips as well, because I know some of you on here have some kids, so that's always important to me. I myself have a 4.5-year-old and a 7-year-old, so I like to always touch on those topics too. And I like to start out by saying this as well. Everything that I say, I'm really focusing on giving you the information with intention to help supplement and support your health and wellness. I'm not a doctor or making any kind of medical claims, okay? So my intention for our class here tonight is to empower all of you with the knowledge about these tools and essential oils that will help your body to heal itself in a way that it was really designed to do. And we're going to go over some daily habits that you can kind of start stacking throughout your day. Now is perfect time. Why not start to try some new routines, even if it's just one change that you make that helps you to manage your stress or to get better sleep. That's absolutely a win. And once we learn about these different ways of managing our health and wellness, and we know this information, then we have the power to do better. So I always say that once we learn better, we do better. This I found really interesting, looking at the power of our mind and how we do have control. I think we've all been told that, and we know to a certain extent, put your mind to it, and that your mind can control everything nearly within your body. But looking at the control that you have within your brain, and when you're stressed, the physical things that happen within your body. I know we all feel that immediate reaction if something stresses us out. Maybe you get red, you get upset. Clearly we know there are things that are triggered by that. So to be able to have something that can shift that mood or that way of thinking instantly is super powerful, because we all know, again, that stress can be causing our immune function not to work as well as it really should be. We're not sleeping great. We get some headaches. Maybe we get some anxiety. Lots of things stem from stress. And one of the most important things is our sleep and the quality of our sleep. I always thought I got good sleep, but I realized that not even the kids waking me up, just my mind. I would be waking up at different times of the night. And I didn't realize it until I started paying more attention to it. And it really goes back into, what are you doing right before you go to sleep? What's on your mind? Are you absorbing social media? Are you watching the news? Are you worried about something? Because 70% of the problems that we have sleeping are related to psychological issues. And then the other 30% is split between environmental factors and medical things that are affecting us. So that's a huge percentage of our sleep that's really controlled by our brain and what we're thinking. And when we're stressed out, that raising cortisol is going to lower the melatonin levels. So we're not going to be able to really get that nice sleep that we need to be rejuvenated and our best self. So looking at some solutions now for some of that would be, the first thing with essential oils could be a topical usage. So this would be a roller. So like I have here a little sleep roller guy. A roller blend is very simply just essential oils paired with a fractionated coconut oil as a carrier. That's typically what I always use and recommend to apply the essential oils using a roller blend, because the coconut oil doesn't have a smell. It's not greasy, and it gets absorbed into your skin super easy. It also covers a greater area of your skin, so I really would never roll a sleep roller on my arm like this, but just showing you, if you can see that when I roll it on, it covers like my whole arm, and then I can really rub it in and cover a greater area of the body, which is super important when you're looking at application and absorption of the oils. So this first roller blend that I have here, this hibernation roller, this is a more, I would say, intense sleep roller. So this is going to be when you really need some support. And I would do about 6 drops of each of these oils here. So you see across, it's frankincense, vetiver, bergamot, and Roman chamomile. So that's an adult ratio. When you are using essential oils on children, you're going to vary the number of drops of oil that you put in a roller blend. So typically it goes by their age. I have a whole chart that shows this. It's on Instagram under #legit_dilution. And it really just gives you a quick snapshot of, okay, if I'm making a roller blend, you know, there are 2 different sizes. There's the 5 ml and then there's a 10 ml. So they're, one of them is clearly 5 milliliters filled and the other one is triple that size. So you want to make sure you have the right ratio for the right size roller that you're using. And so looking at this, using the 6 drops with 4 oils, you're going to have a decent amount of oil in that roller. So it's definitely for an adult. And you always want to think about the fact that you can add more oil later if you find that you need it, but you can't take it out. So I always start with less and add more if I need it. But when it comes to essential oils, they are highly concentrated, very powerful. You do not need a lot to get the effect. You may just need to apply them more frequently and consistently. So that's really the key when it comes to using essential oils, is consistency. And especially when we're talking about something like sleep and managing our stress and getting in a daily kind of routine. When you're going to use an oil blend at night, if you start doing that nightly, your body, your brain is going to start recognizing those scents and associating it to winding down at night, calming down your mind, going to sleep. And especially for your kids too, this blend that I have on the bottom, this is perfect for kids. The top one you can use for kids as well, but I like to start out with less oils typically in a blend when I'm using it on kiddos. So the bottom one, again, is an adult ratio, but you could use those same oils. So for, just off the top of my head, if you have like a 1 or a 2-year-old, you'd probably put like 1 drop of oil in your roller. 1 drop of wild orange, 1 of lavender, 1 of cedarwood, and then fill it with fractionated coconut oil, especially if they're just getting started and just getting exposed to essential oils. Okay. And I've written out here all of the different reasons why these oils are really great for sleep. Overall, they're very great at calming. They target the brain in really just soothing any kinds of thoughts that may be going on, stopping that mind chatter. Lavender is high in linalool, so that's a chemical constituent that is naturally present in lavender, and that's what helps it to create that calming sensation. And cedarwood has a high level of sesquiterpenes, which has been shown to relax mood. So I threw that little bit of science chemistry in there, really to illustrate that essential oils are so much more than just a nice smell or, you know, aromatherapy. Behind all of that, there really is a purpose for using essential oils on a cellular level within our body. And they're super powerful plants. All right, so now looking at another way to use oils would be aromatically. So I don't know if you guys can see me because I'm sharing my screen and it's not showing me the Zoom screen. So Jill, just pop in a comment if you can see me, or anybody, because I'm holding things up to the screen and I'm like, can they even see me? Okay, great. Thanks, Vanessa. All right, so what I'm showing now is a diffuser. So there are, and I just realized there's still water in here. That's okay. There are all different sizes of diffusers. So if you've never used one, you know that when you want to purchase one, just look at that. It should tell you the square footage that it covers. So this little guy I use in my bedroom. This is a Brevi diffuser from doTERRA. And honestly, I would tell you that I love doTERRA's diffusers. They're very sleek. They work amazing, but you don't have to only use doTERRA diffusers. They have them on Amazon. There's a few other websites like oillife.com or shareoils.com. Got Oil Supplies, there's a bunch, but those are great for really adding diffusers to your collection, because once you start using oils, most likely you're going to start with one diffuser. Maybe that is your bedroom because you're the one who really needs the support right now. You need stress relief, you need help sleeping, and then it expands to the kitchen and maybe the kids' room, you know, living room, stuff like that, because they quickly replace candles or any other synthetic air fresheners that you have throughout the home, because that's a whole nother class that I teach on removing toxins from the home, but they really are more, again, than just that fragrance. It's to create a certain, you know, health benefit in the home. So yes, Jill is asking if she can put Serenity in a roller blend. Yes, absolutely. So the oil Serenity is one of the oils that I'm going to talk about, and it actually is a blend of oils. So when you hear some of the oils that I talk about tonight, like you see on the screen, the different oils in these diffuser blends, if it's adaptive or balanced, clearly that's not a plant. So that means that it's a blend that doTERRA has created specifically for a reason that they let you know under the name of the blend. So Serenity is the restful blend. Pretty much all of the essential oils can be used topically and diffused. So Serenity is an amazing oil to put in a roller blend, especially for sleep. I would do about 15 drops, Jill, to start for an adult in a 10 milliliter and fill the rest with fractionated coconut oil. You don't need to add anything else when you're using a blend, so like Serenity or Balance, because within Serenity already, it has lavender and cedarwood. It also has in it hoe wood, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver. So there's a ton of oils in this particular blend. So you really don't need to add to it, but you can if you would like. Sometimes I like to mix one of the oils in here with it. So if the blend has cedarwood, for example, and you want more of that earthy grounding experience or scent, then you can add more of that into your roller. Okay, so looking at the diffuser blend that we have here, I typically also like to include a citrus with the blends because they're very uplifting. You're welcome. They give you just a happy experience, and they really do boost your mood. So you'll see here Adaptive. That's actually a blend from doTERRA that helps with any kind of anxiety. It supports mental wellness overall. I'm going to get to that in another slide. But one of the oils within Adaptive is wild orange. So adding some wild orange into that will give it more of a fruity, citrusy scent. And then you'll see other ones like Balance. That's a grounding blend. That's for stress relief. And the wild orange balances it out really nicely. And you'll see that most of these little diffuser recipes have about 6 drops of oil. So that's what the little drops mean. So typically when you have a diffuser, you're going to just pour water into it. There's usually a little indicator line or a little, like a spot where it's showing you to fill the water to. Regular tap water is all you need, nothing fancy. And then you add your drops of oil. So if by accident you get like 7 or 8 drops in there, it's okay. It's not a big deal. But I typically always say to start with between 3 and 5, depending on the room that you're filling. And then you can go from there. The way that a diffuser works is that it's not heating the oil or the water at all. It's actually a little vibrating disc. And that disperses the oil into the air with the water through the mist. And the oil stays suspended in the air for hours after the diffuser turns off. So if your diffuser mine's not full right now, so it won't turn on. But if you have it on for like 3 or 5 hours during the day and it's off, you don't have to run over and refill it. You're still getting those benefits because the oil has been dispersed in the air and you're still breathing it in. The other thing I love about diffusing is it benefits everyone in the home or your office, which for everyone right now, our home is our office for the most part, if you were used to working in an office setting. If not, you can even bring it with you kind of on the go, depending on your work situation. A lot of places, I know even nurses' stations, if anyone is in healthcare, I've spoken with many people where they say that the nurse stations do have diffusers. And I know even in hospitals around here, I've heard that they're using little aromatherapy tabs on the gowns, like peppermint or ginger will help with nausea, and they have lavender for calming if people are nervous, instead of just pumping them with some kind of anti-nausea medication. They're going this natural route, which is really cool to see. Um, but diffusers can also be in your car. They can kind of be anywhere. So I typically like to have the ones that use oil and not the ones that use the little diffuser pad, because the diffuser pad, you run through oil really quickly and it's hard to change the scent. When you have a diffuser with water, you can just dump out the water the next day and use whatever oil you want. Okay. The other thing to mention quickly is that anything that you see as like a diffuser recipe or a rollerball recipe, you can use interchangeably. So I make a roller blend of Balance and Wild Orange, for example, and I diffuse it. So you can use it either way. And then the third way that you can use essential oils, and specifically here for stress and sleep, would be internally. So doTERRA essential oils, which is what we're talking about tonight, they are third-party tested and they are approved for internal usage. So if you wanted to put a drop of frankincense under your tongue to help with any kind of anxious feelings, or copaiba, that's another oil that's very supportive in that way, you can do that. Or you can add it to some tea, or you can even take it in a little veggie capsule, like you make your own little supportive capsule that you can take to support sleep or stress. But here, what I have on this slide are some of the soft gels that doTERRA actually has put together for us. For some of the more common used oils internally, they have them in the soft gel form. So Serenity soft gels, the one thing I will say about Serenity is the oil of Serenity has different ingredients than what these soft gels do, because these soft gels also include lavender flowering tops, L-theanine, and it has lemon balm, passion flower, and German chamomile within the soft gel. So it's really like a deeper support of sleep. It's not habit forming. It's not like any kind of sleep aid is going to give you like weird dreams or any kind of addiction to it. It's just all plant-based ingredients in here. And then the copaiba soft gels, if you haven't heard of copaiba before, or copaiba, it comes from a tree in the Amazon, where it helps to support your endocannabinoid system and inflammation in that way internally. So it's very soothing for any kind of anxious feelings and really helps to promote rest. So those two taken together as soft gels are awesome. And then the other thing that you could consider on the right side are the adaptive soft gels, which is part of the line that I mentioned earlier, that really helps to promote more positive thinking and increased relaxation. And then there's yarrow palm capsules that promote health on a cellular level. It also includes vitamin A and C, zinc, and magnesium. This is a cellular beauty complex, which is really working on anti-aging from the inside out, but it has those additional calming properties in it. That's why it's on this slide too. And there are some other things to think about when you're looking at your overall nighttime routine, really focusing on not eating too close to bedtime or eating anything that's going to be a stimulant, like a lot of sugar or caffeine or alcohol. And these are things that we know, but sometimes it's good to have that reminder, because when you do something out of the norm, you realize it affects your sleep. I know, at least I do. We have made kind of too many batches of brownies over the past couple of weeks. And the nights that I'm like, I'm going to have 2 brownies before bed, that's never a good night for me. Another thing would be focusing on keeping your circadian rhythm in check. So that's basically your body's internal alarm clock of when you should be rising, awake, and then when you should be starting to produce that melatonin at night. So when you wake up in the morning, as soon as you can, kind of getting that sun on your skin. If you have any pets, it's always a good excuse to take the dog out or something in the morning, get some sun on your skin. And then around lunchtime, if you're home with the kids, jump outside. I know it's been a little colder, but we've had some sunny days. So getting that on your skin midday and then again towards the night when the sun is setting, that helps your body to recognize the times of the day based on where the sun is in the sky. And it helps to promote better sleep. So I thought that was pretty cool. The other thing is screens. I know we have a lot of increased screen time, or at least I'll speak for myself. I feel like I do right now, being at home and teaching the kids. My son's in first grade, so everything's on the iPad or the computer, and my 4.5-year-old is following right along with that. So really, that extra exposure to the blue light isn't good for anyone, but you can try blue light blocking glasses. That's a suggestion. And right before bed to try to eliminate that as best you can. I actually got a few books from the library before everything closed. So I've been doing that at night, and it's really, I fall like right asleep after reading 2 pages. So it takes me about a month to read a book, but it at least helps me to stay off my phone in bed falling asleep. Another thing would be an Epsom salt bath. Using essential oils in a bath is such a spa-like experience, and it's such a treat, and it's something you can do right in your home, and it doesn't have to be any like, fancy spa treatment. So I actually use Balance, which is the grounding blend. It's amazing for stress relief. Smells so delicious, and it's really calming. I use that in my Epsom salt bath. So what I do is I take about 2 cups of Epsom salt, and I'll put 2 to 4 drops of the Balance oil right on the salt, and then I'll sprinkle it into the tub as the water's running. And you can put a little fractionated coconut oil in there or something else if you want to help to emulsify that within the water. But having the oil in the salt before you add it to the water helps it to really get dispersed. Because if you just drop the oil right on the water, clearly it's not going to mix very well. So that is super calming. And there are plenty of oils that you could interchange there. Like the adaptive blend is really nice there too for a nice Epsom salt bath. And even for the kids. I know that Jenna was just doing bath time and with the kids, depending, if how close it is to bedtime, a nice nighttime routine for them would even be putting 1 drop of lavender in the bath. I put some Epsom salt in the bath for the kids as well. Sometimes my kids get growing pains, so I try to do that more frequently. It can help support their little muscles too, that Epsom salt in the bath. So that's a nice idea to try out at night, because our routines, our whole family, to try to get on a routine is going to help everyone mentally right now too. And then looking at this really quick, I like this diagram too, because whenever anyone tells me that they want better sleep or more stress, I feel like I'm always pulled towards Serenity and Balance, which are these 2 oils here on the left. And you'll see on this matrix, that's exactly what they're for. When you need more peace, more sleep, or you need to feel less stressed. But then on the right, you're going to see that there's some citrus oils. So Citrus Bliss is a blend of a bunch of different citrus oils. It smells like a dreamsicle. It's awesome. And then Elevation as well. It's super uplifting and full of those citrus oils too. Okay, so Vanessa, is that Vanessa? Oh no, that's Jenna. 3 and 11 months. Any oils not safe for kids. So there are some oils that you'd want to avoid. I'd say more with the 11-month-old near the airways. Right now, some of them could be just a little bit too stimulating. So something like peppermint or breathe or eucalyptus, they are all safe for kids, but when they're really young, you'd want to apply it to the bottoms of their feet. So kind of away from them, or you can do down the back of the spine. So those are all oils that actually help support the respiratory system, but too close to the face, they wouldn't be oils you'd want to put right on their chest or their wrists yet. But you can diffuse. And the other thing for when kids are under 1 with diffusing, if it's in a bedroom, I usually go on the lower end with the the number of drops that I diffuse, and just start out slow and just introduce single oils at a time if possible, just to make sure they don't have any kind of not reaction, but like a sensitivity. So when you're using oils with really young children, the bottoms of the feet, and actually for any age, even for adults, the bottoms of the feet, you have the thickest skin and it gets absorbed into your system really quick that way, and it's far from your face. So that's always a great place to start to apply them. Diluted, of course. Yeah, so Jenna, you can look at that dilution chart that I mentioned. That would definitely help with rollers and things like that. So here's the adaptive system that I was talking about. This is a newer system that was developed by doTERRA really to tackle all of those stressful and anxious feelings that we feel. So it's a blend of lavender, it has magnolia, copaiba, neroli, rosemary, wild orange, and spearmint. It smells amazing. And you'll see that it's a roller, a capsule, and an oil. So this is a way that you could use the oil all three ways, and it's suggested to do that to help overall manage everything. There are some other oils in a kid's line specifically. So doTERRA has pre-diluted roller blends for children. Two of them that help support sleep and stress are Calmer and Steady. So you can see them right on my website. I won't go too deep into that because we're getting close on time here, but they are for kids because they're diluted at a higher ratio and they have less oils in them. And the oils that are in them are super supportive and amazing. And any of these things that we're talking about, really combining it with breathing and yoga, moving your body. You know, I know a few of you in here are familiar with Meta Yoga. And if you're not, you can go check them out on Instagram, Facebook, or in the Mind Body app. They have free weekly meditations that they're doing right now, and they have a discounted virtual yoga program. And if you know anyone who's serving on the front lines, they're offering free yoga for them. So definitely check out Meta Yoga, trying to keep everybody healthy, and they're just awesome. And then there's another group that Meta is actually participating in on Facebook, and it's all different forms of movement. So there's Zumba, yoga, really fun dancing things, and just to get you moving and smiling. I've absolutely been loving that group. Okay, use lavender. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so that's fine. Lavender is really one of the most gentle oils there is. And now you know. So, right, like I said in the beginning, once you know better, then you do better. But sometimes we don't know. So you know now, and you're good. Oh, thank you, Jill. I didn't know that. Down Dog, an app that's free for kids and teachers until July. That's super fun. My kids like to do yoga too. I'm just going to quickly show this on the screen just to let you know that there are other options available of how to apply essential oils. There is an entire technique called the Aromatouch technique, which is a series of essential oils that are applied to different meridians down the back and the neck. So pretty much like along the spine. It's not any kind of massage. It's a gentle touch. There's no like manipulation. So anyone can learn it and give it or receive it. We're looking to host one of those trainings coming up probably in the summer at this point, but it's really beneficial. I use it on my kids and a few of my friends. We all learned it together so we can kind of benefit from it in that way as well. And all the oils are there for specific purpose to help really bring homeostasis to your body. And it's absolutely amazing. This is another technique. This is called the Symphony of the Cells. So this is another application method. There's different oils that are applied in different orders for different ailments. So this one here is really to help support that stress relief. And it's very simple to follow. There's a whole training that goes along with this too. So just so you know, that's available. And then I like to show that overall, when you're looking at the whole self, there's a bunch of different things that go into it. And this comes directly from doTERRA of how they recommend, this is a lifestyle, right? That how you're eating, you're exercising, resting, and you're managing your stress, your toxic load. And this, at a quick snapshot, you can just see that there's different oils that help to support each layer of this pyramid. And at the very bottom is the supplementation. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack from doTERRA is something that is 3 different supplements that work together to really give you that baseline of health and to help support your optimal energy, longevity, all of the good stuff to manage your internal systems. They help to keep inflammation down, and they're filled with polyphenols. There's some green tea and turmeric in here. Everything's very bioavailable. So it's super important to know that your supplements are bioavailable. Before, I had been kind of just taking things from random places and things I thought I should take. And then with this, I eliminated all of that guessing, kind of knowing that I'm hitting all of the marks with this one. I know plenty of people who have used this as a prenatal, even, brought it to their doctors as well. So it's pretty cool. It's kind of like doctor approved. At a quick glance, you can also see that all of these oils are very concentrated, like I mentioned, and you only need a few drops in each application. So this here, price per drop, shows you truly how much they are per drop. So when you're making a roller, especially for your kids, and you're using like 3 or 4 drops in the roller, and that roller is lasting you for months, super cheap when you're living that proactive lifestyle. Okay, so if anyone is a current customer here, I wanted to show this. This is a sample wellness box. So when you have a wholesale membership with doTERRA, you're able to opt into the monthly LRP program, which is just like a wellness box that you can have shipped to you each month, and you can swap things in and out. You're also eligible to get free oils, and you get free points back in your account. So this is just an idea of what one of those orders would look like with the adaptive system and some of the things we talked about to manage stress and sleep. And then there are also some kits that combine the things that we talked about tonight so that you can start supporting your household and really be the healer in your home. So some of the kits start with a diffuser, and then they have a range of oils. So this one here really focuses on mind, body, and spirit, because you have oils in here that you can start to use for stress and sleep. You also have things that you can manage sore muscles with, your immune system, digestive support. You have breathe and peppermint in there for respiratory, lemon and On Guard, which is the protective blend. You can start to clean. So you can really touch on everything with those things. There's another kit that focuses more on calming and sleeping. So this is those Serenity soft gels that we talked about. We have a few other oils and rollers in here as well. And we're coming up on time. So I'm just going to end with the simple next steps. So now is a time that you can commit to your own personal education, being that health advocate in your home. You're going to try to focus on eating whole foods as much as possible. I know that can be a little bit stressful right now, but do the best you can. And then once you have essential oils at your fingertips, just use them in your everyday routines and surround yourself with those that have similar goals, and release negativity and those negative people from your life, even if they're people that you follow on social media. If there's any questions, I'm going to stop the recording, and you can just unmute yourself. It's going to kick us out in like 20 seconds.